Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Jab Podcast. This is episode 15.
Episode dick.
In this episode, we talk about 50 Cent,
Stealing and shat?
Megyn Kelly, jobs and happiness,
Some double standards.
childhood memories, and weddings.
And pussy.
We hope you guys enjoy this. Watch out for the jab.
Whoop!
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey, yo, kid.
Watch out for the jab.
What is up, everybody? This is People Call Me Jay.
This is Young Al.
And this is Breezy Brando. Welcome to the Jab Podcast.
Tizzy Wizzy.
Bringing it to you.
Shout out to Tizzy Wizzy.
All right, first things first. 50 Cent is the most petty man on this planet.
He's
of
Ben
Earth.
Petty. He's Ben Petty.
50
He's
Cent.
the troll king.
50 Cent bought 200 front row tickets to Ja Rule's concert. And if y'all don't know, Ja Rule and 50 Cent had like some beef
For a
in the
long
past.
time.
Yeah. So
Like
he
20
bought
years almost.
200 of the front row tickets to Ja Rule's concert.
200. How much was it?
So it was empty.
I think 13,000?
13 grand? That doesn't seem like a lot, actually.
Not for 50.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did file bankruptcy.
That's weird. Like, how do you file
It's like-
bankruptcy
but
and then...
It's a money move,
Yeah,
though.
they say that if you file bankruptcy, then you don't have to pay anything and you just keep the money that you're already
for
getting.
sure. Rich people file bankruptcy a lot.
Trump did it like 50 times.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know what's interesting about the whole 50 Ja Rule thing is like he still gave Ja Rule all that money.
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
Ja Rule didn't get paid. It's
But-
weird that those seats will be
I
empty.
wonder
know.
if Ja Rule like go on stage with a chair and just sit there and not even perform.
Do you think he'd like tell people just to come down to those front rows?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Why wouldn't you? Like, you don't want to
50 Cent did this.
And then, if anything, it'll be
50 Tyson.
It'll be 50. 50 Tyson. You know he's from Minnesota.
13 going on. 16.
Dude, shout out 50 Tyson. The thing with that concert though, like it could be more like intimate concert for the people who did buy the ticket.
For sure.
Oh, he brings a guitar
Better
out.
fans.
Acoustic Ja
Yeah.
Rule set.
I don't think Ja Rule's bringing
murder.
All the ladies that be living it up and say, what do
Yo,
I do?
I honestly feel like if you brought a guitar out to Ja Rule, he'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Well, Ja Rule knows
never-
what guitars are.
I've never seen this before.
What is this?
I'm finna murder.
Is this a banjo?
You know,
Yeah.
Ja Rule had a reality show on MTV called Follow the Rules
He was with his kids and
Was
shit,
it- was
right?
it-
with kids and wife.
Okay.
It was so funny. It was so
Damn.
funny.
Married?
I saw every episode. Would you say he's married?
He was married? He's
Yeah,
married?
he's been with the same woman for a long time.
Wow, good for him.
Dude, he's a good guy. I feel like 50
Great
Cent made
person.
him like look like this terrible person, but he's not.
Yeah.
50 Cent's a terrible person.
He's terrible? He's a bad guy. Terrible, though, you
Hmm.
He
sure?
brought the heat, baby.
Dude,
You know he's got hits. Candy shop?
He attacks people personally, like
He was
real
in the airport
personally.
at one point, and he was recording a guy that was walking through the airport, and it's got glossy eyes. So 50 was like, "Nigga, you high at work?" Like getting all up in his face. And it,
Really?
apparently, the dude had like a social anxiety disorder, and his
Same.
eyes are glossy as due to like his medications.
What?
So he was just like a dude that just had problems, and 50 is just walking behind. Imagine this: like you're walking at work, and 50 Cent's just behind you, trolling you,
Roasting you.
Chasing you.
Dude.
trolling you.
Man, he was making fun of Floyd Mayweather, like saying he can't read and stuff, dude.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's
that was
mean,
great,
dude.
though. That was great. That was great.
I mean, like, if
was
you want to
great.
beef like that, like, I get
The
it, dude.
the cool thing about 50's beefs are they're true. He can't read.
It's the truth.
he
Yeah.
goes straight at them to where they can't dodge it, so they just have to come back.
Dude, I fuck with Ja Rule, man. Like, leave him
Yo.
alone.
You ever wonder why, like, as human beings, we are so entertained by drama?
Like, other people's shit.
I've had times where I've seen like shit happening between other people. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, buddy.
Dude, okay, one time I was downtown Minneapolis at some store. I don't know if it was like Nordstrom's or Saks Fifth or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, balling. I didn't buy anything. I was just there. But I saw
Just there.
security start chasing after this woman, and she was walking outside. And it was the same time I was walking. I was like, oh, I got to see what's going on. Like, this is going to be tight. And then I saw the security like grab her, and they were like starting to arrest her. And she had like a baby in a stroller, and like it became really not fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, she's gonna get arrested and shit. And then she was like trying to run with the baby, and they were like grabbing her. She's like, you have a child. It became like really not fun. You know, like you get entertained until
So
it
she
gets too
didn't
much.
get away.
No.
Okay.
That sounds the opposite of
she's like,
Disneyland.
She's like, you can have it, whatever. Like, I'll just go about my way. They're like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stole.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get arrested. I
Have
felt
y'all-
bad.
Have,
Like,
have y'all ever stolen anything before?
yeah.
Yeah, my first pair of earrings when I got those babies pierced.
I stole them too. I pierced them right in the parking lot.
Yeah, I did
So,
in the Lowe's bathroom.
there-
I got
There's-
hella infected.
There's a story I've heard.
It's
Al.
still there.
There's a story I've heard
Okay, let's hear.
where you stole something and you had marijuana on you and you had to put it in your butthole
Oh,
in order
Keister.
to not get caught. Is
yeah,
this true?
It was.
So
it was
Was it like in your cheeks or in your hole?
cheeks, dude.
Okay,
I slid
that
it in
makes
there.
more sense.
Okay,
I
let
don't
me
see you as a hole.
let me get the
guy.
story for you guys.
You're not a hole guy.
No. So I was at the mall. Everyone was stealing,
Yeah.
and
This is a bad place to be in when all your friends just go to a public place and commit a crime.
and
Let's all be-
this
yeah,
place
criminals
was
together.
it had like the Men in Black, you know, where like they come out in suits and they had like the earpieces, like
yeah.
they had everything on camera. So they brought us all downstairs into the basement. Weirdly,
What? They had a basement.
Yeah,
and
and
Area 51 shit.
and I persuaded my friend to bring his piece, like to smoke out of. So he had that, and he actually got in trouble with it. So we were all in separate rooms in the basement, and like I had to fucking put it in there, bro.
Yeah. Hey,
Super
you gotta
quick.
be-
And the lady outside the door was like, "He put some in his butt," and I was like, "No, I didn't." And the cop
They
came
believed
in.
you?
Yeah, the cop came in. He searched me and grabbed my like ass and shit. I was like, "Look, nothing's in there." And then he's like, "All right, you're
Squeezing
shit to
your
go."
cheeks.
And
Ripping out.
once again, sorry for my buddy that I made bring the piece.
Yeah.
That was shitty of
Was
mine.
he a redhead?
No, blonde.
Do you know that redheaded friend you were with?
Yes.
I saw him stuff a pipe in his crotch one time when we were kids, and the cops saw him do it, like was watching him do it. And then he got out of the car and he searched him and it like fell onto the ground and it broke.
Remember, I was at the mall with you that day. You got caught, and I was like, I have a
you- did you
really,
leave?
I was
Were you
like, I have a
still?
really bad feeling about this.
You left,
I
yeah.
felt so weird. I was like, something bad is gonna happen. Like, I just want to go, and then that shit happened. Isn't that crazy? Like
Yeah.
like how often does that happen? Where you have a bad feeling and then something bad happens?
You know how stupid I was too? Because remember when we were super young, like maybe third grade, we'd go to that store and they would stop me
Yeah.
because I had like an afro and stuff. And why was I in there fucking stealing? I already knew they were watching me from the day I was born.
we got stopped.
Yeah.
Like young.
You know what'd be
Young,
fun is
young.
to hear the recordings of them like telling everybody else.
Like on
what's
the
going on.
walkie-talkies.
We got a bunch of kids in here still.
There's a kid with an afro.
Men in Black pulled up
Check his bags.
with the earpieces. They're like, "We have a group of 15 people. Bring them to the basement." And we like, I tried to run,
You know,
but
Yeah.
the guy was there.
I had someone
you
ask me the
came
other day if I've ever stolen anything, and I was pretty quick to say yeah. Like when I was a kid, I used to steal every day. I'd go to a grocery store after school, and I'd steal like beef jerky and food because like I lived in like where I lived. My mom didn't really get much groceries all the time, so I had to get food from there. Every day after school, I'd stop my bike out in front of this grocery store, walk inside,
Get some
stuff
beef
my
jerky.
pants with food. Like
Did you buy anything?
never ever. I'd stuff my pants full of food and like
I wonder if they knew.
Did
don't
you
know.
steal the piggy bank from the store? Was that your
What?
story? Someone stole
What?
money for a charity.
no, that was never
Damn,
me.
that's-
I
That
just
wasn't
stole-
you?
I just
Holy
stole
shit.
items.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
But
remember
steal them every
someone
day.
running with a piggy bank
Yeah,
from
and
the store.
like, do you think at a certain point, like, is that okay? Like, I was stealing to eat.
well,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if they knew.
yeah,
No.
back then when I did do it, I did it for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Like I wanted my ears pierced and I wanted to eat, you know. So
I don't know if ears pierced is as noble as eating, but
oh,
yeah.
it's not.
No,
Oh,
it's the
shit.
same thing.
I just wanted
It's
some
for sure
bling,
the same.
son.
Yeah,
It's the necessities.
I had the biggest fake diamonds from.
Dude, same. I have the big ass square ones.
Yeah,
Were you ever caught stealing, and like, how did you handle it?
I put weed up my.
They caught you? They caught you with that?
No, but
Oh,
they got
so you
me.
got caught stealing, and you put weed in your ass?
Yeah, I still got the
That's-
card
yeah.
for stealing.
I have never been caught.
I was caught one time, and I stole candy from a little gas station, and I put it on my pants, and the guy was standing like right next to me. My pants was the choice. I was like, nobody's looking at your crotch. I'm a little boy, and so my pants was the first option. So this guy's like standing, dude, literally closer than you are to me right now. Like he was next to me, like 6 inches between our arms. And I saw him look over at me, and I looked at him, and I looked back at the candy. It was Mambos. It was Mambas.
Yeah,
Mambo
those,
Kings?
Yeah, so I took a big thing of Mambas and I stuck it down my pants, and he grabbed me and he's like, "You need to put that back." And I was
Oh,
like, "What are you
shit.
talking about?"
And they're gonna sell it.
Yeah, so
It's in your
they,
pants.
they made me put it back, and I
Dude.
left, and they kicked me out. Right, so I came back later on that same day with my grandpa because we were just my grandpa and I were going somewhere, and he would just happen to stop at this gas station. He asked me if I wanted anything. I was like, "You know what? I do want something. I want those
Dude.
Mambas."
Yeah.
The worst one for me, I didn't get caught, but my friend got caught. and it was the redhead you were talking about.
Yeah.
He was stealing condoms for one of the biggest parties. It was a farm party, and it was going down. And we were going out there to like party, and he's like, "Let me stop at Walmart real quick." And then he tried stealing condoms, and then he got caught, dude, and had to wait in the office. So we were like about to leave him, and we were like, "Should we leave him? Should we not leave him? Like, is he gonna be out in 10 minutes?" Biggest party, dude, and we get there, and it was done because we waited for him.
Can you imagine how
True
much?
friend.
Can you imagine how much shit gets stolen from Walmart, dude?
Oh, all the time.
They have 24/7 loss
I've
prevention.
been at Walmart like looking at shit, and behind the shit I'm looking at, there's like empty cans
Yep.
and like empty Raptors.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say someone staring at you,
Yeah,
thinking
it's
you're
like,
gonna
well,
steal.
I feel like it's people go there to eat. Like
Yeah.
it's like a dinner place for a lot of people.
Or like when people put like frozen items like in the shoe aisle.
Dude, the self checkout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So many
hey,
people
so
steal
many
from
people.
that.
There's like there's a website called People of Walmart. Have you ever seen it?
I have seen it.
It's just
Yeah.
like pictures of sketchy
Dude,
ass
white
white people.
trash.
I call it Men in Black After Hours. You know, like that scene in Men in Black where there's a whole bunch of aliens and shit.
What,
When
the,
they
every
go-
scene,
Yeah, it's
bro.
a lot of
Men in
scenes.
No,
Black.
the fucking one where they go into the facility and they're all the aliens in like the first
yeah.
movie. That's what I think Walmart looks like. Just a whole bunch
Aliens.
of randoms.
Yeah.
Do you think aliens experience racism in the same way that we do?
Definitely.
Yeah.
No.
You know, before like all of the races of the world knew each other, there was racism everywhere.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm gonna need you to like back up for a second.
It's like aliens, man. You know?
Hey.
Okay, no, but what I mean is like before it was established, like, and this is kind of it's fucked up, but like people with like more fair skin have always like had the upper hand, like everywhere in the world.
yeah.
Like
How do you
whether
think that
it be
works with
Asian people,
aliens?
like white people, black people, like people who had lighter skin always like felt like they had the upper hand.
What was that one movie about that with the aliens and it was
Men in
based
Black?
No, it was based in Africa, but it was like super
Alien.
Oh, dude.
what was that? District
9.
dude. That was
Oh,
based
yeah,
on
yeah,
the people
that-
in Africa, yeah.
That shit, yeah, it was a crazy movie. I forgot
And it
about
was
that shit.
yeah, they just put them as aliens.
But it was like alien racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alienism. Anyway, y'all see this stuff about Megyn Kelly? What she said about blackface?
Megyn Kelly that's a reporter.
Yeah, she has her own show on
Fox News.
Fox
CNN.
News, yeah.
There's a Fox.
So
yeah.
she didn't really say anything.
Fake news.
She didn't say
China.
anything too crazy, but basically she was saying like blackface is like cool. Like she doesn't have a problem with
What?
it. Yeah.
What was the context? Why would you randomly say that?
There was I think it was JWoww was like the celebrity.
Shout out to JWoww.
It was
Wait, was she racist?
No, it was a
All right,
celebrity
cool.
that dressed up as Diana Ross and had like a fro and like made her skin.
Oh, no,
look
it's
darker.
Kendall Jenner, right?
Was it?
With the afro?
Maybe it was.
That was
yeah.
a big thing.
Dude, J-Lo or J-Wow, Kendall Jenner, I don't care. But it was a white lady who dressed up like a black lady.
Okay.
And she was just saying like she didn't think it was that big of a deal, right? And she didn't say anything too crazy. Like she wasn't like defending, that first dude that did it. But yeah, she got like her show got canceled.
Yeah.
And she got kicked
Damn,
off the air.
really?
Off of
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
But what did she say?
She basically said that she didn't think it was that big of a deal if you wanted to be another race.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the word for word. Can we look it up? Because I gotta pee.
What's up with you and peeing? I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, for shining your light on me. And I know it wouldn't happen without you. Ooh, without you. Dude, that's a good ass song.
This episode is brought to you by Loon Paddleboard Company. We've been rocking these bad boys for like a month now.
More than that, dude.
Every single time that we hit it out there, people are like, "Where'd you get that board from?" And I'm like, "Loon Paddleboard Company."
Hey, what'd he say?
Hey, what'd he say?
Loon Paddle Company.
Yes, sir. Yes. So go to Loon Paddle Company, type in code the jab, and get a discount on your board.
Loon, get a paddle.
Yes, sir. Megyn Kelly said that there's no problem with making your skin darker to be a character.
Okay.
What do y'all think?
Why is Megyn Kelly able to say that though? Like
So
it's
if
not
she-
it's not offending her.
So if she was black, it's okay?
How is it okay? Well, okay. So
No. Yes, it's a yes or no. If she was black, is that okay?
is it okay for her to judge someone making their skin darker? Yes, I think that's okay.
No,
for
you
a black
changed the
person to say.
question. If Megyn Kelly was not white, would it be okay for her? If she was a black lady, would it be okay for her to say what she said?
If she was a black lady?
I think it would be more justified.
That's what I'm. It's just fucking stupid,
It's
bro.
it's like one-sided
It's-
in a way.
but it's like white people like saying like, oh, I can say the N-word. It's cool.
So
Like you can't decide that. It offends other people, not white people. You know?
yeah, whoever it does defend or offend, then I feel like they get that right to be offended.
I agree.
But I also watched Dave Chappelle, and he put a whiteface on, and it was motherfucking hilarious.
Yeah, I just think it's just hypersensitivity in our world now. It's like
So-
it's not that fucking serious, right? If that girl who was dressing up like Diana Ross said some shit that was like fucked up and like I think there's degrees of it, right? Like
Yeah,
if
you're right.
if you make your lips look bigger and you bug your eyes and you say things that are fucked up and like if you're deliberately making the character to make fun, it's
Right.
different. But if you're just a white person who's like, I want to be Diana Ross, and nobody's gonna get
Yeah.
it unless I have a little
And
darker
it
skin.
and it should be looked at as like that's so awesome that someone would want to be Diana Ross.
Yeah. But my thing is just it's a table full of 4 white people who are three of which are the most offended out of that group. It's like they're I don't know. I just think it's silly when people decide to be offended for another group of people they have nothing to relate with.
So everyone gets so offended, but like for Dave Chappelle, everyone knew he wasn't exactly racist. And
Yeah.
I hope for Megyn Kelly, she's not actually racist
She
when she
doesn't seem
does
so.
say that. I hope not. And
What-
that's what sucks is like you don't really get to know anyone anymore.
Yeah.
It's just by what they say
Yeah.
and what they might mean by that.
I think the big difference in all of this is like white people dressing up as like black people in the past. Oh, it has a racist
Yeah, it
background.
does have a racist
You know what I'm
background.
saying? Like there isn't famous art of black people looking white being super racist to white people. You know, so like that's different than white people like dressing up like black people. Because you said it would be racist if they did the big lips and like big ass shit like that. Like they used to do that for real.
Yeah.
So now when people do it, it's like, damn, that's fucked up.
So what do you think about white chicks? Were you offended?
No,
As a white person, were you offended by white chicks?
I thought it was stupid.
I think
But I didn't like. I wasn't offended at that at all.
if you put the history in context, it's funny. But then
It is funny.
the I mean, she might be racist, dude.
Megyn Kelly?
Maybe.
looks- she
I
looks
just don't
racist.
see it. That's
She might be
fucked up,
racist.
bro. I don't know.
She's got Trump's hair.
I just don't see it.
I don't know. I just hope that like when people do say things like that, they don't mean it how we
Yeah.
take it, and that's what sucks. It's everyone like you don't know.
It just felt like listening to her talk about it. It didn't feel like it was coming from someone who just hates black people.
She looks like someone from The Purge, but she might not be.
Yeah, she does.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She might not be.
It's just like the whole thing, and I know, and I get what you're saying for sure, but the whole thing is like, if you're offending someone, you shouldn't do it, and they said that in the interview. But like what you're saying is people like we
Dude,
live in an
say,
area
you
where
say things all the time that would be offensive to one person at least. So should you not make those jokes anymore?
I feel like I'm not.
To one person at least would be offended. Is that enough?
I think that's a little different than this.
Unless we're making fun of them.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know, man.
So I mean,
It's such a fine line.
it sucks because
Yeah. I try not to
I mean,
do shit that
growing
offends
up,
people.
roasting was mostly about race and things like that. Like you'd roast someone, right?
Yeah.
And they would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
look at this," you know,
It still
whatever.
is.
But that was funny. So how we were brought up, like we were just like roasting each other on things that we already knew.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny.
You know,
But
like
it sucks that
like with roast and like race and all that. Like Nick Cannon and Wild 'N Out does an excellent
Yeah,
job
there
of
you
just
go.
like doing that without it like really hurting people's feelings because they know when they get on that show, it's all for fun.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
like when I think that's just a little different than someone doing blackface. Like roasting someone, like when you know you're getting roasted, like cool. But like when you, I don't know, it's a fine line.
yeah, it's a fine line.
I just like I don't like offending people unless I'm like trying to offend them for fun. I love roasting. I
No, I
love
agree.
roasting, you know. But like, I'm not gonna like if I was roasting like one of you guys and I did blackface, like that would be fucked up.
if you came in the room with
Yeah, it's
black
like, hey,
person-
I'm Jordan.
You know,
like
it's
that would be
even-
fucked up.
It's like I would still
would
laugh.
laugh.
I would
I would
still
laugh.
laugh.
No, you
about it.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I would
feel
laugh.
like it's
But
funny.
like if you guys did like whiteface and like pretend to be me, I think
Dude.
that'd be fucking hilarious.
So I've been trying to make more like content for stand-up comedy. And the one thing I've realized from like watching a lot of stand-up comedy is if people don't know who you are, they're more likely to get offended and mad about what you just said. Like
Yeah.
I make some of the just most horrible jokes
Yeah, you
ever
do.
to you guys, but if you guys didn't know who I was,
That's it.
You'd be so
That's it
mad
right
at
there.
me.
I'd be like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is this guy?
Yep. Big
But
facts.
I got a pretty big range of what I can say to you guys because you know me.
That's true.
Yeah, we give you a pass,
Dude,
I don't know why.
I love when people are talking and you have the moment to put your joke in there, and you know that it's gonna get people to raise their
fuck up the
eyebrows.
conversation.
I call it a jab.
Oh,
no.
watch out for the jab.
They're like, oh no, did he just say that? I'm like, yeah.
That's
Want me
right.
to say it again? I'll do it.
Do you
I'll
walk
do it.
away on that or do you stay?
You stay. You
Look
stick
him in the
around.
eyes?
Yeah, you prod, right? You want to see how much further you can go before people really get
I like
mad.
that. I like it. Just keep poking.
Claudia, do we have one of the questions from online this week?
Yes. What double standard
C.
is ridiculous and needs to be ended?
All right, so
Wait.
Shit.
we have a question from
This
one
is
of
a
our
hot
Instagram
topic.
users. What double standard is okay?
What in the butt? What in the butt?
What in the butt? Okay.
That's me twerking.
Hey, what'd I say? No, what'd you say?
Stop.
I saw a video. I saw that.
Guys,
What double standard is ridiculous and needs to be ended?
what double standard is ridiculous and needs to be undid? That's the question.
Ended?
Ended? Oh. So the question is, what double standard is ridiculous and needs to be ended?
Ended.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean,
that's
like,
a good one.
like it's a tough question because
When you think of double standard, do you think of men versus women?
yeah,
Is that the first thing that comes
Yeah.
to mind? That's the one that comes to my mind too. But that
it's
doesn't
the first
necessarily
one.
mean that.
Yeah.
Double standard. I like ketchup on my hot dogs. Shouldn't everyone?
You know, there's a lot of people talking that ketchup is a trash condiment.
It is.
People talk about it a lot.
That's not
Sylvia
the
doesn't like
point.
ketchup, and I get mad.
Y'all are getting distracted. All right, so let's look at what like
Okay.
the first double standard that I think comes to most people's mind is like men versus women, obviously,
Yeah.
and kind of how they should be treated in an aspect of like the relationship, right? No, yes, no, work or relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like men typically end up. What do you think, Al? You have this thinking face on right now.
I'm just thinking.
yeah, I wish I had some heat.
Are you trying not
gym?
to offend anybody?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll start. I'll offend someone real quick.
Are we talking about sex?
Hell yeah.
Sex. Okay. Fine.
Check.
So I think the big double
that's cool.
standard is like men are typically like accepted. Men are typically accepted when they have like more than one sexual partner at a time, and women aren't. It's like a different standard, right?
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think personally that's a double standard that is kind of fucked up and needs to be ended.
It's a double-edged sword, baby.
Because like there really is no reason it should be different, right?
I mean, you just asked the question, so like, what do you really believe? What do you really think?
I just said it. I said like
You asked the question at the end.
I don't judge my female partners who have had a lot of partners in the past.
Can I try to? Okay, this is my logic for it. Is I feel like women tend to be more selective with their sexual partners than men are. Men will have sex with 95% of what will let them have sex with them.
Do you think it's because men are able to cut off emotions and women like the emotional attachment with men?
I think that there's half of that's right. I think
Okay.
women tend to seem to want
I got
more of
50.
an emotional contact, but men just want to have sex. They don't care, and that's where I think my hesitation would come with a girl who's had sex with more male partners, because it's not because I don't think she should have sex with more men. It's like I know that men will have sex with most anything they can have sex with, and that's what I don't trust. This is the male aspect in that. That
makes
mixture.
sense.
Those are definitely stereotypes though, and they're
Dude,
kind of
okay.
old stigmas.
Do you really think that? Do you really think that? Like, think for a second. Think about 10 guys versus 10 girls. They all get offered standards that are lower than their standards. Do you think that the 10 guys would say no?
Let me ask you this personally:
Oh, yeah.
do you
Yep.
like lower than your standards?
No, go ahead. Ask
That's
the
what I'm
question.
saying.
Ask
Like,
the question.
I know, like you're pretty selective of who
Ask
you've been
the
with.
question.
Like you're saying, like guys will fuck anything that wants to fuck them. Do you think that's true to you?
I think that I've made some poor decisions with sexual partners because of just like wanting to have sex, and that's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like women are seem to be much more selective.
I think as like that could be an old stigma as well, that like all like women want relationships.
No.
I think it's old. Like
I think it's more.
it doesn't have to be about that anymore.
Okay, so let's simplify this as much as we can. If you look at this as simple as possible, men versus women, who's more likely to have sex with a partner that isn't of a standard that they would like really want?
A good standard?
Stereotypically, it would be men.
Yeah, that's my only point. Is like that's what I'm worried about. It's like I know dudes are just looking for
No, I totally agree.
Any gap in the box,
I
to
know.
get
I know
any
more.
gap
Guys,
in
Gap in the
traffic.
box.
I know more guys that will have sex with like random girls than
Yeah.
girls that'll have sex with random guys.
So when it comes to that idea of like the double standard, I totally understand that what it looks like from the outside, but really it's like it's not. I'm not worried about what you're doing. I'm worried about what the guys that you've been with have been doing. Like those,
Yeah.
that's the factor that would make me scared, nervous as far as that goes.
But like, don't you think that's a double standard? Because guys, like you said, guys, if guys like fuck anything that wants to fuck them, like, doesn't that make them more liability than the girl that they're having sex with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what.
So
like, if
why
I
are you judging a girl for having sex?
No,
when, like,
no. Like I said, I'm not worried about what she's done. I'm worried about the guy.
If
that
I
she-
sat
guy
down-
she's been with.
with my girl and I was like, "Hey, like we're just getting to know each other. Like, how many partners have you been with?" She's like, 32. I'd be like, "Well then, straight up,
What's your point though, Al? With that?
that I ain't about that life."
so you're not about being with women who have had a lot of partners,
Right.
Brock.
Like maybe, but I haven't
don't-
come across that.
I think that we're at a time in our life where I don't think it's abnormal for people to want to go out and be free with their body. So I don't judge people. Like, I know I have some pretty close friends with numbers higher than 32 for sure.
Yeah.
So like, it would be unfair of me to judge women without judging my friends.
I don't know.
Personal opinion. I mean,
yeah,
we're talking about double
yeah.
standards. I think that's one that needs to be ended.
What's another double standard? Like workplace, right? Like money. People tend. No, I don't know if there's a
Double
thing
standard's
anymore.
hard.
Double standard. I feel like it like always goes back
hard-ass
to
question.
like gender.
Yeah.
Is there double?
I don't know if I would be with a girl that has sex with third. I don't know. I've never been like in that situation.
If you're like,
I love the girl.
if you're so into her and you loved her and it's
Yeah.
like you like.
Well,
I can't
see-
say.
see-
I can't say.
It's like I did algebra, and I know that. Listen,
the Pythagorean
Listen.
theorem. She is very gorgeous to me.
I know there's an
Crescent
exponential
moon.
There's an exponential growth of that, right? She's had sex with 32 guys, right? So if you look at the partners of those guys,
Yeah.
that's where I'm scared of. It's like,
Oh, so the guy multiplies by an X,
yeah,
X
it's like,
amount.
and I don't know, man.
X
You just
equals
made this mathematical.
X plus Y equals how many
Hey, I
partners
ain't, I
you
ain't with all that
fucked.
number shit, cuz.
32 is a lot, though. Have you heard that number?
No, it's just what I was thinking of.
just
What I would
checking,
hear,
just
and I was,
checking. Okay, fine.
I'm not upset. Okay.
All right, yeah, no. Brock, have you heard that number from a partner?
Just
Honestly,
yesterday.
I try not to bring it up because I don't care, and if anything, it's probably just gonna bring up more problems.
Yeah.
It like that
So
number.
ignorance is bliss in that aspect.
That number doesn't matter to me, and if I knew it, I would think about it. You know, like,
Yeah.
it
If
really
you smell
doesn't matter.
anything, you'll ask.
It doesn't matter. Like, I would hope that a girl that I would be with would be honest with me. If she, like, we're talking about like girls having like STDs and shit. I'm like, that's where this energy is coming from.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay, so like, I hope a girl would be honest with me and responsible enough. But like, I feel like I have that judgment in the women that I've been with.
Yeah.
Brock can see in their souls.
I just like, I tend to trust people who deserve the trust, and if it's there, then it's there.
I just.
If you don't ask the questions, how do you know it's trust?
Faith.
Jesus. Faith in Jesus.
Hallelujah.
God my penis into clean vaginas, please.
It didn't
Jesus.
smell fishy to me.
Lord God, my penis into clean pathways. for
She
me,
seemed
sir.
very clean to me. No, this is fooling.
I gotta pee and get a beer.
Give me one too, please.
So I was
always.
I was at a wedding this weekend, and I was listening to like the vows and stuff, and all I could sit there and think was like, "Holy shit, I'm very far from that."
So
moment.
far.
Yo, it's scary, son. They're like
Yep.
promising in front of God. They promised God, man, that
Dude.
they're gonna be together forever.
On this podcast in the past, we've talked about how marriage is interesting because it's like a weird legal like binding between people under the name of God. And I haven't been to a wedding in a while, but we went to one the other day, and I forgot how like religious it is.
Yeah.
Like I always see weddings as like, oh, it's a celebration of love, but like really, it's just like
God.
we promise God that we won't ever separate. It's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole different level. It's weird. Like, is all of your marriage supposed to be based around a religion?
I think so. Yeah, when
It
you're
keeps
religious.
it safe.
I mean, that's like the that's like the origin of weddings, right?
Yeah.
Is religion.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's strange to me because I just when I think about weddings and marriage, I don't think that it has to be like necessarily attached to God.
Yeah.
But when we went to that wedding, I was like, damn, like everything is religious.
Yeah.
Everything was like, we just want to thank God. Like if it wasn't for God, like God. And
God,
I was like,
God.
I mean, like, I haven't personally, like I haven't been to church in a while. I haven't been to a wedding in a while. Like I'm not around religion like that. So I haven't seen or heard that much God talk in a long time. And when I went, I was truly surprised.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I was really surprised at how much God there was. And it's cool. Hey, I'm not hating on God.
So after the service, Brock and I were talking to another guy about like how far we are away from that moment of like promising forever.
Yep.
And he's married. He's been married for like 30 years. Yeah. And you could kind of see on his face, he's like, you guys have no fucking idea.
I could see the hurt in his eyes.
He's just like, shut up, my wife's here. Shut up.
It was interesting too because I was talking to somebody. He was like, yeah, like I like your suit. I was like, thank you. It wasn't fresh as a suit, but he was like, I like your suit, and I said, thank you. And he's like, yeah, like I have a couple suits too, but I've been to like 6 weddings this summer, so I'm not trying to wear the same suit to every wedding. I was like, damn, 6? That's a lot. And he's like, no, like you're younger than me. Like once you turn 29, where I am, like everybody's getting married all the time. Like there's no way I'm going to 6 weddings in one summer. I don't know that many people getting married,
Dude, it's gonna happen though, bro.
But who's? I don't think I'm getting invited to those weddings.
I don't think I'm getting invited to those.
I know. I have like 8 people probably that would invite me to their weddings, and none of them are getting married.
Yeah, it'll start happening, bro. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like there might be like a few people you get invited to the weddings.
Are you trying to suggest something, Jordan?
No.
You got a big date
no.
coming up? Yeah.
It's not funny.
No.
You're not a funny person sometimes.
You know, I was actually voted the funniest kid in our high school.
Yeah, you know why we gave that to you? We all felt bad.
Oi! Did you really?
Yeah, we were like, oh, he's just so not funny. Let's just vote him in as the funniest person.
Why would you do that to
like,
someone?
hey, let go of it, bro. It was in high school. Let go.
Dude,
It's
I
all right.
peaked in 2012. Let me hold on to that.
Something I saw was really interesting. One of our teachers from high school posted something, and she had asked people to post their job title, and it was something to do with like the DECA thing, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to comment on it so bad, be like, in parentheses, opportunity to boast my job title. Like, everybody was like, senior VP of dicks and ass.
Big facts.
I was like, you guys are so fucking douchey, man.
Dude,
like
they all were just going out
Bro,
there.
yeah,
and
everybody was like,
so like a showcase for their career.
exactly.
and
It's
shit.
like, stop flexing, bro.
I feel like that's
like
like a reunion. All that reunion is just like, oh, what job do you have now?
Oh, I
Exactly.
hate that fucking
You
stuff.
know, Kevin Gates said something really interesting. He's like, are you who you are because of what you do, or do you do what you do because of who you are?
Exactly.
That's really
dude.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's just like, man, people make their whole lives about their job and their career.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't
I
define you.
have
That's
a
just
time-
way to
You
get
know-
money.
Like that's what I was like based my life off, was like what kind of job I had, and every time I would meet someone new, the same question would pop up, like, what do you do for a living? And to the point I'm just like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm just say nothing and see if they still like me, because people judge everyone off that so much. I'm like,
Yeah. I hate that shit, bro.
My big thing is like, sometimes I really want to get like.
Is it your big thing?
It's a big thing, dude. I think about it a lot. I really like a lot of times I think about getting like a really like steady, respectable career, just so like I make my like family.
But
not
you
worry
wouldn't be
about me.
happy.
That's the thing. It's like a lot of people don't understand that a job is really just a way to make money, and that's not a way to base your life.
Yeah.
It's really not.
I always have this analogy is like the person who makes like $3 million a year and has a ballin' house. How much are they in that house?
Yeah,
You know, they have to
Yeah.
travel so much that they're not even able to enjoy the things that they have, and I never want that experience.
But yo, it's
dude.
like
It's like
that,
a house and not a home.
Yeah. I'd
there's
rather-
that cycle, right? It's like you go to high school, you go to college, you go to the same college your parents went to, you go to
get
college all
married,
your
you
friends
get
go to.
kids.
Exactly. Fuck that cycle, man.
I
that doesn't
heard-
make people happy.
I heard this recently when people get done with college, they're like, "No, I'm ready for the real world." Like, what were you doing
Yeah,
before that?
exactly,
Yeah,
bro.
this was fake.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, okay, you're one
been
of
in the
those.
real world.
Yeah.
Yo, so like I know all of us have a 9 to 5. Like, you know, we do basically like a 9 to 5.
I got a
Yeah.
5 to 9.
I'm happy as fuck with what I do for my job, right? Like what I do
Yeah.
outside of the podcast, I fucking love it, bro. It's fun.
It's so much
I
fun.
get to
dude.
engage with people and get people to be happier. I help people be happier. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome to me.
That is dope.
Right? And then I get to come to this every Sunday and every week and start to, you know,
Yeah.
share with what I think about shit to people. And that's
And-
awesome to me.
Stuff you could do till you die, and you would enjoy it.
Exactly.
man. And like, you could go home to your
But
kids if you ever have
You know what
them.
I
and-
don't give a fuck about is making sure that those fucking plastic bits from Kelly Clark is fucking delivered on time. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Fuck that shit.
Wait,
Neither-
what?
Plastic bits, baby.
Like
Plastic bits, son. Plastic bits.
oh shit.
No, I'm talking about like people who do like distributing for like some company.
So
that
if you were in charge of
sells-
that.
yeah, little plastic
Okay.
tips to
Dude.
something. I don't know. That's just the best analogy I have. For it.
So
tips.
I don't give a fuck about that. And neither that dude. He just has to do it all the time. And he has a cool title for it.
Yeah.
Going from
Hey,
like
plastic bits, man. Fuck you.
Going from like 19, I worked at Wells Fargo and I was a personal banker and I was like really pumped. It was a big opportunity for me.
Good job.
And I talked to the district manager and I was like, picking her brain, seeing like how she got to her position because that's one of the highest positions in the bank. And she was like, oh, I started here when I was 18 and she's going on like 55. And she's like, 4 years ago, I got promoted to district manager and now I'm retiring in next year. And I'm like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
At that moment, I was like, I can't put my time in and do that. And then the people that were on the business side, I looked into that and they got to their goals faster. They made more money, but they're all overweight, unhealthy,
Yeah.
mentally
Yeah, big
messed
facts.
up. And I'm
Yeah.
like, so I have to sacrifice all that to get to that position. I'm like, I want to find something that I can wake up and be happy and just enjoy my health and my life.
Yeah, I think it could go a couple ways though. It's easy to look at it from the outside, like just from personal experience. Like when my dad started working for like Budweiser and shit like that,
Of course.
like, he didn't necessarily love his job, but he did it to provide for our family.
Of course.
And then like right now, the position that he's in, he fucking loves it, dude.
Yeah.
like he loves his job. So I understand that to a point.
I hate when you talk about your dad. It makes me jealous.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jordan.
Yeah.
Can I finish? Is that okay? Okay, I don't want to make you upset. Damn, that threw me off. So like I think I understand this. Like getting started in a career, like right now, like you might not like it a lot, but later on you might like it a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't think necessarily when people work at the same job for a long time that they have a shitty life,
No, yeah, I agree.
but it can get better. And I think that's the hardest part for me is like getting started right now because I don't want to do the shit
Well,
to get to the good part.
and the way I see it is that people are meant to do those certain jobs. Like there's someone that's meant to like do the 9 to 5
Data entry
yeah,
and shit.
and love it. And for myself personally, like I can't mentally do that. I will be so unhappy.
This is a question for both of you. Would you rather work a job where you're barely getting by, but you're happy
Of
with the
course.
job, or would you rather work a job where you have excess and you have more than you need, but you're unhappy?
Barely getting by.
So what's the
Happy.
point of having money if you're not happy? You know,
You're not answering the question though, bro. Answer the question.
I was
Answer the
answering my question with the question.
That's not.
No, I agree with Alec. Like happiness in life is the most important. It's number one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, if I had like kids and stuff like that, and I need to provide for them, I would rather do that and be unhappy with my own life so they can eat and stuff.
Yeah, bro, that's a scary sacrifice to think about. That's why it makes me nervous to have like a family.
Yeah.
because like at that point, it's like you're not thinking about even your own happiness. You're thinking about their happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then also I also want to be like a great dad so I'm there
You
for my
need to
kid.
be
I
around
never
and
want
stuff,
to
yeah.
my goal is I never want to have like a football game and I have to call my son and be like, "Hey bro, hey man, I'm not able to make it today because of work."
Yeah.
Or something like that. That would make me
That
super
crushes
upset.
kids,
yeah,
dude.
like
It doesn't. I don't
it
think
crushed
it's-
me, man.
Yeah.
It crushed me.
I hear that a lot.
My parents
You see in
never
movies
went
and
to
stuff
my
like that.
games, and it like messed me up. I was just like, oh, well, I guess if
In
I don't.
Liar Liar with Jim Carrey,
A movie.
couldn't make it,
It's a movie.
but it's real life. Alec was just saying
Yeah,
it.
it discouraged me to play. I didn't
Yeah.
care about. When I stopped
Damn,
playing
really?
football and basketball, I didn't care because no one else really cared in my life. That was
Damn.
the biggest thing.
It's big.
Yeah, it's straight up.
Yeah. Hey.
Because like no one said like, "Oh, Alec, we love going to your games. Like you shouldn't quit."
Well, that's interesting because like what Jordan was saying is like you never had that drive like based on like people being there for you, right?
No.
You said it doesn't hurt you, so it's interesting that people do that for different reasons.
Yeah,
Like-
sure. Yeah,
like
that
you
makes
did
sense,
it
yeah.
because like you don't care.
I just
but,
like scoring and shit. It's
Yeah.
fun.
But I understand what you're saying for sure. Like if no one else cares that you're doing it, then you're just
Yeah.
there for
I'm
you.
just there.
It's
for
a really
myself.
weird way to look at how people are motivated differently. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like I'm not very family oriented at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I give it like I was talking to Hannah about Thanksgiving and I was like, why do we have to do something? Like why can't this fucking be another day? And she's like, but family and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't give a fuck about that. Honestly, like it doesn't make me upset to not feel like I'm with my family on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's just another day.
I think over time and growing up, for me personally, like being there on those specific days has mattered less to me. But like having that time, maybe another time, you know, like it's not a huge deal that you spend one day like specifically together. But like maybe we could do that a different day. You know?
And that was really big for me growing up. Was like I never got that but I got it with my friends' families. And I wanted that
Yeah.
so bad because everyone was so happy and so like loving.
White
and, like,
people family's so good.
And I still want that till this day.
Y'all just do a good job, man.
Like,
Dude,
you know
I
what I'm
had
saying?
this friend when I was a kid. I remember I slept over one time, and we came out of his room in the morning, and his dad was in the hallway, and he just gave him this hug, bro. It was this hug that I remember for like 10 years now.
I know,
just
dude.
like,
Crazy,
I remember looking at him and be like, is it weird if I ask your dad to hug me like that? Because it was just different, man. Like, like that was the first time I've ever seen that happen with someone. Where it was like a hug that was just like, it's not a reason. It's not your birthday. It's not like a fucking special event. It's just
Right.
like, I'm just glad you're here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was weird for me as a person who never grew up with a dad to see that. I was like, what the fuck, man?
And like
hug me.
I grew
Hug
up
me.
with my dad, but he was like messed up all the time. But then I would go to like Brock's cabin,
Yeah.
and they would pay for me. They wouldn't ask me for $1. They would
Yeah.
bring me all over, and just like
White
I was
people, bro.
one of the kids, you know. And
up on the wrong
that
side.
meant so much to me. You know,
I mean, we were
It helped
talking,
with my growth.
We were talking about like sacrificing, being a parent and stuff, and it's just like something so little as being there for a kid, like what we were talking about, we're still talking about it today.
Yeah.
So like that's what makes me think that makes it all better, you know? Like people who weren't ready for kids, whatever, like everyone still says it's the best thing that's ever happened to them.
Yeah.
Because giving someone that much like love and happiness is the best thing you can do as a human being. And I think that goes back to us talking about jobs, saying like that's not your life.
right?
Making other people happy and feeling good about yourself
Yeah.
is life.
And even if like they didn't know it, they were making someone else's life
Yeah.
better. And you say I would do some stupid shit, I'd be like, Brock's parents definitely wouldn't want me to do this.
Damn.
And I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
Straight
that's-
up. I'll
that's-
just
wow.
I
Yeah.
saw the first dance with the mother and daughter at that wedding.
Oh yeah.
Bro, that like I've never wanted to have a daughter before until I saw that.
The father and daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you definitely own a daughter.
I was like, I'd love to have a daughter.
Oh
'Cause,
man.
like, you think about all
that
the-
shit almost made me tear up.
I know.
No,
Yo,
this is so
so in the original part of the ceremony, I teared up like twice, and I fought it back because I didn't want to be the guy. And then
Sniffles.
but that dance, I was teared up.
Yeah.
It was good. It was really good,
Yeah.
and it made me think about like that as a father, like to get your daughter to that point where she's married off is like, dude, he had to deal with a lot of shit between then and now.
Yeah.
That's another okay. So that was another thing I was a little weirded out by. I forgot with weddings, it's really like a dad giving their daughter to somebody.
Yeah.
like that's kind of
They-
weird.
Just minus the goat.
It was like
you can have this.
like okay, so all right, so the groom is waiting there, and the dad walks the bride down the aisle, and then they shake hands, and he's like, "She's yours now." It's like, isn't she hers? You know, like she's not
No.
owned by anybody.
now she was daddy's, and then now she's his.
Daddy to daddy. I mean, hey, it's cool. Weddings are dope. Like they looked happy.
But again,
I'm
there's
not
another
hating on that
example.
shit.
As much fun as we make fun of that wedding, we're not ready for that shit, man.
no.
We're not ready for that shit.
Hell no.
It's too intense.
I thought you were waiting with some heat. Like I'm ready.
And another thing too is that it's got to suck for couples to be at weddings because one of the cousins there, he had a girlfriend that he's been with for like 3 years, and it was like I asked him, I was like, how many times have people come up to you tonight and be like, so when's your wedding gonna
Oh,
happen?
you're next, huh?
And he's like, all the time, bro. He's like,
Yeah.
it happens all the fucking time.
Dude, I went to a wedding one time and that happened, and the whole time everyone asked me, I was like, I'm probably not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just look like an asshole. It's like what marriage is just scary. It's like I don't want to do it yet. It's just scary.
One time
It's too much.
I was out with this girl I was with, and we were talking to one of my coworkers, and he was talking about like his like kids, like, oh yeah, like I gotta go home a little bit, like I gotta go be with my kid, and the girl was just like, that sounds awful. I can't imagine having kids, and his face just like drops. I was like, damn, that's rude as hell. Because we were talking about like the wedding, we were talking about that guy and how we were talking about like how we're not ready for marriage and stuff like that.
He's like, yeah, it's been 30 years.
Yeah. And the guy, his face drops. She's like, damn, like I can't imagine that. Like I don't want that at all. And then he's like, yeah, I love him though.
Yeah.
But like he does, you know,
Yeah.
it's fine. Like that probably brings him happiness in his own way.
Is it weird? Like I'd rather have a kid than marriage. Like I would just want a kid
I agree.
and not be married.
Yeah.
Alec,
Yeah.
kid or marriage?
Kid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, bro. Like I
Wait,
love
wait,
my
wait.
I love my
Ooh.
dog. Like yo,
Wait,
sometimes,
what?
it's like sometimes I look at my dog and I'm just like, that's me. But like that's I
In
what
dog
I,
form.
What I feed him, what I do for him, what I get taking care of for him. That's like a representative of me.
Just
I
a big
control,
goof.
Like as good as his life will be is like what I decide that I can help with. Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think about the kid is like that, but like 10 times, right?
Mhm.
Because a dog's never
Big
going to be a
facts.
fucking like athlete, or a dog's never
Yeah.
going to be funny. But if I can have a kid,
My dog's pretty
and
damn
be
funny.
conducive to him being like
Yeah.
something great.
No, I know what you
bro,
mean. I know what
bro.
you mean. Absolutely. And
So
like,
hey, if anybody out there is looking for like to give their kid away, I'll take your kid. Give me a kid.
Wow.
I'll take.
damn,
it.
it's a big.
Someone's definitely looking.
Yeah.
to
What
get
if
their
someone
kid
hits
away.
you up and it's like,
Yeah,
hey, I
I'll
had that
take your
kid.
kid. Whatever.
What if
I'll
it's
be a single dad. I'm cool with that.
Just leave him with the dog. Yeah, I think that would be for me. Like, it seems like the dopest part about having a kid is like having like a little like me running around. Sounds like some trouble, and I love it.
Yeah.
You know.
the first 3 years sound horrible?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's where all the shaping happens.
Yeah.
Because then they start to. When do you think people start to become themselves?
Well, the
25.
whole time, bro. Because like the first 2 years, I think, is your brain develops a lot, and you pick up a lot of things that you don't really realize that you keep with you later on.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Absolutely.
then from there, it's just whatever you add into
Like
the mix.
every time you cry and you get like cuddled and like sets you up for.
Yeah.
Eye contact is supposedly really big with toddlers. Like from 1 to
believe
2,
it.
like the
Interesting.
more eye contact you make, the more
Mm-hmm.
better connection you have with your kid.
Dude, even when they're toddlers, kids understand who's around and who's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't understand so much of what's going on, but when it comes to people being in their life, they feel that.
You know what's funny is
I think I don't know.
is, so when I was little, I used to take like all my blankets off my bed and like
With
cuddle
your
up-
dryer sheets?
No, blankets, not pre dryer sheets.
Free dryer sheets, okay.
But I take all of my blankets off. There's 2 things that I did that were really weird, and I look back at now and
Dryer
I
sheets?
realize that there are things that I did to like a maternal thing. But I take all the bed sheets off my bed and I climb under the bed and I pull them into a ball and like nest into a little ball underneath my bed. And
Did you say you did that recently?
no? I used to do it all the time.
No, didn't you said you made
No,
a fort?
shut up. So I realized, like, as I got older, I saw something when I was in like a psych class. That's like recreating your birth, being in a small, warm place, right? So the second thing that I did is I used to sometimes I'd sleep in front of my mom's door because my mom she had kids really young. So like when she had me, she was like 22.
Okay.
She wasn't very old, right?
Right.
And so for her, it was like she used to go out and like party with friends and do stuff. So I used to sleep in front of her door with my shoes on because if she was going, I was going.
Oh, okay, I
There's
see.
no way, right? There's no way you're getting out without me. And I think about all those like those little habits that I grew as like developed as a kid. And it's just weird to think about like. I developed that as like a mechanism to make sure that I was always around my mom.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's interesting.
And you were ready to go.
Yeah, it's
Your
like-
shoes on. That's smart.
Wherever you go, I'm going. Yeah.
You can't leave me here. My shoes are on.
I had a
Exactly.
blankie and stuck my thumb out.
But
Care?
my shoes are on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
You couldn't say no to that.
exactly.
How old were you? Do you remember?
Dude, it was before kindergarten. So
You know-
it's probably like 3 or 4.
I had a conversation with an older woman recently. She's 71, and we were talking about how early do you remember things? And she said she still remembers like being younger than 4.
Yeah.
And then she asked me, and I was like, no. But then I thought about it, and like you remember the big moments. Like I remember the first day my family moved out of the trailer park and bought our own house. I'll never forget that day. Like I remember that so vividly, and I was like 4 or 3, you know, like really young. And like on here, I was telling stories about like when we were living in the trailer park. That was even before that. So like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like that was 22 years ago, and not only was it 22 years, but my mind was very like immature and not ready to process those memories. But you remember that stuff because it's big to your life.
Yeah.
I remember it vividly. Yeah.
And that's what kind of goes back to what I'm saying. It's like you think kids don't understand shit.
Yeah.
They remember that shit.
Yo, I had a team when I was little. We used to live by like a little ravine, and I had a team that I grew, and we would pee in the ravine because
pee team.
we wanted to fill it up with pee, right? Like we wanted to be a river of urine.
Was the team strictly for pee?
Yeah, it was just pee.
Pee
we
team.
would meet up at the end of the cul-de-sac once a day, and we'd ride our bikes down to the other end, and we'd
Just
go
pee
pee
in
in the
the
ravine because we were gonna fill that shit up, son. It was gonna happen someday.
How close you get?
Never, bro.
Yeah, it's a ravine.
It's 4 kids peeing in a ravine. Like there's
How
nothing.
deep was the ravine?
It was pretty deep. Like we would have to pee for a long
Deep
time.
ass ravine.
Yeah, but
Damn.
it's funny to think about that now because like I feel like now I've grown to like skills as like a
That you
leader.
wouldn't do that anymore.
But like more like it's funny to think of when I was 4. I was leading kids to pee in a ravine because I wanted to.
Yo, you were the pee leader.
That was my decision. I was like, we're
Yeah.
gonna fill this up with urine.
Alec, do you remember things from when your like early childhood?
Yeah.
Like what?
Around 3 years old, I used to go to my grandma's house, and she was like really into technology and had like the first computer. And she was so convinced that it would be the future that she would sit me down and I would be on the computers. So
That's dope.
yeah, and then
Damn, she called that one out.
she did. She had like the fax and all that stuff, and we would unplug the dial-up.
Yeah.
You know, and then I would sit there and she would teach me, and yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
And holidays were always, when I was younger, were awesome.
I remember I have pretty earlier memory of being at your house, like with
my house,
your
yeah.
grandma too. And we were like 5.
So
I
young,
remember that
dude.
stuff.
And just
But like I remember it really vividly. I remember we went to a Halloween school dance when we were like 5, and you dressed up as Blade,
hell
leather
yeah.
jacket,
Of
glasses.
course.
I did it for like 5 years in a row.
It's never going out of style. Blade's always going to be cool.
Blade's always gonna be cool.
All right, Claudia. So we are ready for our second question. The second question that we got today is actually from Twitter this time. It is, what is your favorite childhood memory?
That's a big question.
It's a tough one.
My favorite childhood memory.
Oh, I got mine. All right.
How late is childhood?
Like
12?
12, yeah, that's age old.
Pre-12? All right.
So my favorite childhood memory, so my brother and I, my older brother, and he was 5 years older than I was. So at this point, he was probably like 12 or 13,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I was about 8. And
You're counting on the fingers, hand.
no, dude, I might have been younger actually. But anyway, so our grandma used to spank us with like yardsticks and shit.
You
right?
say what?
Like, she'd spank us with yardsticks and switches. And
Was she
stuff.
like a Catholic school nun?
Exactly.
Or
She went to Catholic school. And, like, that's what she grew up with.
That's normal.
So that was her way of like disciplining us. But she couldn't make it up the stairs, right? Like she couldn't get up the
Oh my
stairs, right?
gosh.
So one time, my brother and I, we knew we were in trouble. She's yelling for us to come down, and we were just like, we had a box of toys we smuggled upstairs, and we were like, "Yo, let's just not go downstairs." So my funnest childhood memory was playing Madden with my brother upstairs for like an hour.
She was waiting for
She was
your ass
just
with the
waiting. Yeah,
yardstick?
she yelled a few times, and she's like, "Get down here!" And we're like, you know what? We just stay up here. She can't get up here. So that was one
Damn,
of my
running
favorite
up
childhood
the
memories.
stairs.
Like just like waiting it out. Like we're gonna get spanked.
Yeah.
But let's play some Madden beforehand and play some toys.
Just wait till she
Yeah.
calms
Yeah.
down a little bit.
It was hilarious. We got our asses beat, but it was hilarious up there at the time.
Was she still mad hours?
Yeah, bro.
Hours later?
Dude,
Yeah.
festering. The old lady was
Oh.
festering downstairs.
Can you
man.
imagine? She's so mad. You can't do anything about it. You just waiting. Like, they got to come down.
You think she tried walking up the stairs, or just didn't
She
even?
can't. Dude, she knew.
She knew straight
Wait,
up.
were y'all over it? Like, you knew? It's like, oh, it's not a big
Dude,
deal
that was a
anymore.
fact in the household. It was like she can't make it up the stairs. So if you don't go downstairs,
You use that shit,
if
huh?
you don't go down, you're not gonna get beat until you gotta go eat. Until it's eating time.
Ooh.
Then you're gonna get your butt
Ooh.
smacked.
Hey.
Yeah.
For me personally, like when you're a kid, I think your priorities are a little different than when you're an adult, and like things that like really mean the most to you. But so for me, like when I think of like my childhood, like what I enjoyed the most, like for me, like I loved being around like people I thought were cool. Like my older brother, like we went to school together and stuff like that, and whenever I'd hang out with his friends, they make me feel cool. Like that felt so good. Like I would play basketball with them and stuff like that, and we'd make like basketball videos, like and one mixtapes and
I
stuff
do
like that.
remember that, yeah.
Like that made me feel so good as a kid. Like I don't get me wrong, like I love the family time and all that stuff, but like when I think about like what meant a lot to me is like it's just different when you're a kid and when you're an adult. So like I enjoy doing I don't know childhood stuff, I guess. Like that made me feel special in like a way that I wasn't used to, you know.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I do remember the and one mixtapes and all that fun stuff, dude. And it was fucking fun.
It was really
like
fun,
after
dude.
school, even if we had that like 30 minutes to an hour before the sun went down.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
your brother would come out and we'd make like jokes because he was older
So
and he
fun.
knew different jokes.
When you're young like that, dude, like older people are so cool.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
honestly I do believe people get funnier as time goes on. Like
yeah.
some old people are so funny.
Yeah.
Because you know a ton of jokes and you know how
Yeah.
to make people
You
laugh.
have
Like,
experience.
You're
like
just-
young kids aren't that funny.
Developing the palate.
But like as you get older, you just know more shit that will make people laugh. So some
Yeah.
old people, I'm so surprised talking to them. Like they'll just like bust out random quotes out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck?
Just random
That's
shit.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah.
So even if the age difference is 3 years, like especially as a kid, like
They're
there's so
still
much more
older.
grown than I am.
so much, and that's like a short period of time. That's so big
Yeah.
with the ages.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man, that's good stuff.
Al,
Shit.
what about you?
So there's some things that come to mind, but the one that replays would be Hayward. Going to Hayward, Wisconsin every summer and like getting away from the hectic life. And we could go up north. Hayward, Wisconsin was where Brock's cabin was.
Yeah.
And we would go up north every summer, and I would get away from everything, and I would be around people who were just drunk and happy and not like screaming, and we were dancing and just like having a good time, like fishing and doing all that stuff I wasn't normally used to.
Yeah.
And it took me out of my like element of what I thought my life had to be or something. So those were really big moments for me.
It's cool, even as a kid, like people being worry-free, like adults, like rubs off on you.
Yeah.
You know, because as a kid, like you don't really have a lot of responsibilities to be worried about. Like I thought it was funny you said like the hectic life as a 6-year-old or whatever. You know, when we do that,
I
but
wasn't.
but it's not necessarily what's going on in your life. It's what's going on with people around you. So when
Exactly.
everyone is just like having a good time, like that rubs off on kids.
Yeah.
Like I saw parents like swearing, but not in a bad way, just like having
fun
fun
way.
and like
Yeah.
listening to cool like music. And I was just like, whoa, like this isn't like the teacher that's hates his life or like is mad at me
Yeah.
for something, or
Yeah.
like, you know, the parent that is like just got done with work and they don't want to see the kids, but they have to go home with the kids because that's the house that everyone's playing at. You know, it was just like everyone was happy.
I feel like we were able to find out a lot about like real life that adults try to like hide from kids. You know, like remember my dad's friend came there and he had the Jay and Silent Bob soundtrack and we listened to Afro Man because I got high for the first time. Like it's stuff like that we got to experience for the first time that I don't think would have happened if we were just like chilling at the house and
No.
everyone was sober. But I don't think that's a bad thing, like exposing kids to some real life.
No.
As long as it's
I'm-
not like detrimental, and I don't think that was.
I'm gonna get exposed to it no matter what, and it's better context that I see like how adults would deal with something like that than how I would deal with it with my friends.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting now being at like that age that like my parents' friends were, and it's, like when we were at that wedding, we were dancing with those kids or whatever, and I was like trying to hype them up and make them feel good. It's like I'm that drunk older guy,
And they'll remember that
Like, I'm
forever, dude.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Like that memory lasts with them for so long.
They'll be like, hey, do you know that guy remember that guy at the wedding? Like he was so
Yeah.
cool.
I remember.
Maybe
my,
they'll have a podcast when they grow up.
And then we'll talk about the drunk guy with the fresh ass suit. I remember when my uncle got married, and I was like 6 or 7 probably, and I remember being like the star of the dance floor, and that was a huge moment for me that I still carry today. Like I think about it a lot. So when I saw it, like that kid yesterday.
Star of the dance floor.
Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So when I saw that the other day, it's like I know what this kid is going through, and I know how much that moment can mean to him.
So much.
So that goes again. We keep calling back to like being an adult. Like you don't have to do much for something to go a long way for children and people who are impressionable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's huge. I think
Yeah,
that's
big
big.
facts.
And as an adult, you have that responsibility. So all you people out there, step it up.
Yeah, for sure. It's easy. It's easy to make a difference in someone's life,
Yeah,
and I think that's what's important, right?
and that's
That's
I
what
would
life is
hope.
all about. I
Yeah.
think honestly, like
Experiences.
not
and
trying to get
making
too
a
deep.
person.
I think life is just about being kind to other people and enjoying your own life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
People make it to be like this big thing. It's
Oh, well,
just
you've seen people that don't like work for money or anything like that, but they're helping other people, and they're
Mhm.
so happy. They're just
Yeah.
dedicating their time. Firefighters,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
dude, firefighters.
Dude, shout out to firefighters, man. Big
Definitely.
facts.
They don't get paid. They just go on the truck and just save lives.
Yeah,
Crazy.
But that's rewarding in its own way.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. They get paid in
Yo,
love.
like I have like little things. So I'm a trainer. If any of our viewers didn't know,
What do you
But-
train? Horses?
people.
Oh.
And one of my clients texted me at like 5:45 the other morning
Mm-hmm.
and said that he sent me a picture, and it was a picture of him and his son finishing climbing.
Oh, you post this on your Instagram,
yeah,
right?
Kilimanjaro,
Yeah, that was dope.
right? And
Yeah.
he's about 55 right now, And he said, thank you. And I was like, man, all he said was like, this is a picture of me and my son. We reached the summit this morning. You know, thank you for your help. And like,
That's huge.
I had nothing to
dude.
do with that trip. Like, I didn't pay for it. I didn't get him there. I didn't walk him up the mountain. I just did things preemptively to get him to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And it was like the best feeling, bro. Like, I had the best day. Like, no matter what happened that day, I was just like, I helped someone do something with their kid. And it was cool.
Yes.
So
That
as
is
a trainer, was it more physical or mental? Did you help him? Would you say
Physical, for sure.
Physical?
Yeah.
Is it physical?
Yeah, he was ready, I think, mentally, but like, it
Okay.
was just physically getting to the point where he could like do it.
So
Definitely.
you just had the tips
Yeah.
and the advice to give him
Yeah.
to get where he needed to be.
Is it like one of the hardest climbs? Is that like up
Kilimanjaro-
there?
That was
Yeah, I
pretty
think
big.
so. I think it's
I don't
one of
know.
the challenging.
I think Kilimanjaro is about.
I've heard of it.
I think
don't
like
know.
Kilimanjaro, Everest, and K2 are like the most challenging.
Hold
That's
on,
so
let me
crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's
Dude.
great. Yeah, it's cool as hell.
Is it fun or is it like Tetris? Like
Have you
you're
ever
just, like,
have you ever like climbed?
not like that? No,
It's
mountain
fun as
thing.
fuck. It's
It is fun?
exhilarating as fuck. Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
the highest mountain in Africa.
Oh shit!
damn, I thought K2 was
How high is it?
It is.
You smoking that K2?
spice, baby. I'm a spice lord.
It's
Yeah,
the
I
highest
So-
love dying.
so-
about 4,900 meters from its base.
Is it in
and
Kenya?
5,895 meters.
Damn.
above
Oh
sea
wow,
level.
I got such a different number than you did.
Really?
Yeah, I got 19,341 feet.
I'm talking meters.
Meters, dog.
Let's
Dude,
talk
fuck
feet.
feet.
All right,
It's-
so
fuck feet.
Mount Kilimanjaro is 19,341 feet,
Damn.
and it's one of the tallest
That's
tallest
so
ones in
crazy,
Africa.
dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome that you could help him do that.
It's
Big
taller
time.
than Mount Everest.
Jordan, did
Big
how rewarding was that for you?
It was cool, man. It was a good morning. Yeah, to wake up to that, it was cool.
Set your day up good.
Yeah, because it makes a difference, right? Like he would have
Anytime.
been in different amount of shape for that if he wouldn't work.
What if you didn't even make it?
Yeah.
You know, like that would have been huge.
Were you like grumpy rolling over like who's texting me at 5:30?
Honestly, bro, I didn't even wake up. I
Yeah.
read it when I woke up. It's like,
Yeah. That's dope though, dude. I'd like to do something like that. It's kind of like expensive.
Big time.
You know, you got to go to
Yeah,
Africa and shit to get all the gear. Like, it would be rewarding though. Life's all about experiences and taking those journeys. But it's also cool. It's not about the destination. It's the journey, like how you got
It's a
there.
trip, baby.
This has been episode 15 with the Jab.
Keep it Trecienta.
What do you say?
Keep it 300.
All right. 300. Bang, bang. Thanks for the questions on the social media.
Yeah,
we love
thank
y'all.
you. Please give us a follow, subscribe. We love the feedback.
Tell your mama to follow us too. I know she's got social media.
Who?
Your mama.
That's right. This is Young Al.
This is people call me Jay.
This is Breezy Rando.
Keep it cool, Houston.
Keep it cool.
Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the jab.